This is truly something special. The De Lisle 45 Lee Enfield Carbine. Hi guys, this is RACKNLOAD, and this thing is just a thing of beauty and an absolute joy to shoot. Ignore the modern take on it, that is just for shootability more than anything. Doesn't really look in place on a rifle like this, but oh my god guys, what an absolute beauty. Now it's not an original De Lisle because those things are rare. This was actually built from a 1914 Australian Mark IV Lee Enfield, and basically that bit is the original. The original Lee Enfield. Everything forward of that has been fabricated by Calibre Innovations, actually. Made the suppressor and everything, and that is cerakoted as well. So, but it looks and it certainly performs like the real deal, and it's as close as you're going to get unless you are lucky enough to own the real original one. But like I said, they are pretty rare. I think there was only a couple hundred of them made, so you can only really get these things built by a gunsmith, you know, and you're going to pay for it as well. So don't ask me prices in the comments. You need to contact the guys that build these. You know, they're only going to do them to order. I mean, it'd be great if they started knocking out these things. I think they would sell like absolute hotcakes. I really do. But yeah, the De Lisle 45 ACP carbine. I'll give you a bit of history on it. I'm not going to sort of, you know, give you a history lesson on this thing because there is quite a lot of in-depth stuff on Wikipedia. I'll just read it briefly, you know, just to give you a bit of a, you know, heads up on the thing. Basically, it was designed as a private venture by William Godfray de Lisle. Right, he was an engineer that worked for the Air Ministry. He made a first prototype in .22 calibre. Basically, he was just using it for shooting bunnies and stuff, small game, just for his, just for the table, basically. And then he approached Major Sir Malcolm Campbell of Combined Operations with this prototype. They actually tested it by shooting it off the roof of a building into the River Thames in London, basically over a street, and the .22 version, and it was that quiet that basically no one walking down the street heard it. Anyway, this guy, this Major Campbell, he was that impressed with it, he basically asked him to make a few of them in 9mm. The 9mm didn't do that good, basically because the 9mm cartridge is supersonic, so you've still got the crack out the muzzle. So cut a long story short, they used 45 ACP, which is a subsonic round, and quiet as a church mouse, basically. Probably not as quiet as the .22 rimfire that they you know, basically used to start with his prototype. So anyway, cutting a long story short, they used the 45 calibre, and it worked basically. And then these things were then in 1944 used by the British commandos basically for taking out naughty Nazis, you know, sentries and stuff, you know, sneaky beaky stuff basically. And it's actually said on Wikipedia, it actually says that some American guy claims that, I don't know whether it's his battalion or whatever, or special operations clan group, whatever you call them, I'm not military, so basically used the De Lisle to delete a couple of high-ranking German Nazi officers, so that's pretty cool. That gets a thumbs up from me, deleting Nazis. So it's got a lot of history to it. There's loads more to it than that. I mean, I could stand here and read it all off. It would take me an hour. So basically, you know, that's what it was used for. It was used by special operations, for sneaky beaky stuff. Even it is claimed that the SAS used him actually in Northern Ireland, in the Northern Irish Troubles. How true that is, I don't know. But basically it was used by the British Commandos back in 1944. What a cool gun. Just what a cool gun. It is so cool. Like I said, this isn't an original De Lisle because they are rare. This one has been fabricated using the 1914 Lee Enfield Australian Mark IV, to be precise. Basically what they do is they shorten the bolt. They obviously replace the barrel. Apparently it's a Thompson submachine gun barrel that they originally put in. It's quite a short barrel as well, 12.5 inches. Okay, so it's not a very long barrel at all, because this basically high volume suppressor is where all the magic happens. And apparently the Thompson barrel was that good that the reason they used that is because I think they drilled holes in it just to release some of the gas as the bullet was travelling down the barrel, to sort of maximize the efficiency of the suppressor. Interesting stuff. Like I say, I'm not going to go too technical, but yeah, that's basically what they did. Cut the barrel down, the bolt down, replace the barrel, move it slightly back, adjust the magazine well. You can see the original magazine well there. Replace it with a smaller one that takes the 1911 magazine, pistol magazines. Okay, so they basically go in like so, and you have to sort of press this lever here. They are slightly modified, obviously, to sort of, oh, I can't get it in because the bolt's not closed. Oh, I can, sorry, my mistake. There we go, clicks in. You can probably see me on camera when I'm shooting this. You're probably thinking, oh, why you got your finger by the trigger when you're putting your magazine in? It's because you have to depress this little lever here to make it click in. Okay, like so. And then you obviously press it to release it. But yeah, 1911 magazines, slightly modified. I mean, in this case, a little hole drilled in them. The original ones, I think, had a bit of a step and like a lip on them. That's how they basically done it with the original ones. I've got one here with a round in it, just to show you. That 45 is a big, hefty round, big slug. These things were slamming my steel gongs. Oh my God, so much fun, so much fun. But that is a big round, the 45, and subsonic. So that thing doesn't go with a crack like a 9mm does. Like I said, that's why they used it. So really, really interesting, interesting rifle. But let's just look at it. Let's take a close look. That, by the way, is a the cheek riser, and all this is basically made with buffalo hide by Leatherman of Texas, just in case you're wondering. So this, by the way, is kindly on loan from a friend, and oh my God, I've been wanting to get my hands on it since he bought this thing. Well, since he had it made. He actually had it made. So, but yeah, Australian Mark IV Lee Enfield, all original. You know, the trigger's original, safety, just sort of usual, you know, Lee Enfield, and then it all changes from here. Okay, and you got that 45 ACP barrel, and then obviously they've got to change the fore end, you know, to sort of incorporate this massive motorcycle exhaust suppressor that you have on the De Lisle. That, by the way, if you're wondering, yeah, I know it looks out of place, is Vortex Razor Red Dot. Yeah, I know it looks kind of out of place, but the guy who owns this wanted it on because he uses it in competition, gallery shooting and stuff. So hey, each to his own, each to his own. But if you were, you know, a real sort of dedicated De Lisle one, I'm sure you'd probably just stick to open sights. But that was working for me anyway. I mean, I was shooting gongs at 100 yards with this thing, And oh my God, it is super, super quiet. It really is quiet, guys. Now, when I say quiet, it's as quiet, if not quieter, than a suppressed 22 rimfire. These things apparently are 85.5 decibels. Okay, and that's with factory ammo. I was using a bit of a selection actually. Winchester Super X, that was going nice. PMC, that was doing good. Just silent. I wasn't even wearing ears shooting this thing. It was more of a thump. You just heard a bit of a thump, and my gongs were at 100 yards and they were making more noise than what I was actually taking the shot. So quiet. It's just unbelievable for such a hefty cartridge. It was just silent. It was just absolute pleasure to use. Now, it does say that the reason they were that impressed with this and the actual 45 cartridge is because with the De Lisle there was no muzzle flash. It's basically inaudible at 50 yards. Okay, but 85.5 decibels. A handgun, a suppressed handgun, is 130 decibels, and this is 85. So sneaky beaky. That's why the sneaky beaky crew liked it, you know. So say no more. But oh my God, guys, just wow! I put over 100 rounds through this rifle, and I just didn't want to stop shooting it. It was just amazing, just amazing, just an absolute pleasure. Oh, I actually want one. I really do want one. Yeah, I was shooting this right-handed. I couldn't really get on with it. Sorry, I was shooting it left-handed. I couldn't really get on with it shooting it sort of left-handed. Oh God, start again. I was shooting it left-handed. I couldn't shoot it right-handed. I did have a go, but I just couldn't really see through the red dot, and I just kept missing my gong. So yeah, I'll probably look a little bit odd sort of with my cheek on this side. I had to take that magazine out as well. Not much recoil either, considering. But at the end of the day, it is a pistol calibre cartridge being fired out of quite a heavy rifle. I've got no weight on this thing actually. I don't know how, I wouldn't like to guess. It is pretty heavy for what it is. But I think it's all this metal work basically. But just what a great piece of history. Some people actually call this the Holy Grail of wartime rifles. I can kind of agree with them. And I think if someone actually knocked these out, you know, in a big way, I think they'll clean up. So, you know, Calibre Innovations, you made this one, you've done a damn good job of it. Start knocking these out, dude, and you will get rich quick. Seriously, because I think people will really go for this. Told you here first, by the way. You know, RACKNLOAD, just remember that. So I thought it'd be interesting to have a look down the muzzle of this thing, and I've not actually done it, so just grabbing my endoscope, as you do, and let's just set this up, and we'll look down the muzzle, and we'll see what we've got. So see what's in there, basically. Right, and what's let me just set my phone up. Okay, so right, okay, we're in business. So let's put some light on this. Right then. Now I don't know how I'm going to do this. Don't know how it's going to really work. I need that like that. So my phone's just giving me the weather and everything. Right, let's put the endoscope in there a sec. Sorry guys, I'm sort of a bit disorganised. You know how I roll. I don't prepare for these videos, I just sort of roll with it. It's the best way. Yeah. So, okay, so let's have a look. So look at them baffles. We're in the actual let's sort of take you from the so here's the actual muzzle. Okay, let's go in, sorry, not the muzzle, the actual end of the suppressor. Okay, there's the front sight. Here's me. Yep, there's me. You're in my studio, look. Behind the scenes. Yeah, enough of that. So look at all those baffles. Isn't that cool? Sorry, I'm looking at it myself because I've not actually looked in there. Now you can see, and let me just push it further down. Say, oh, De Lisle. Now, I might get hooked up here. In fact, I'll probably just leave it there. Now, look at the baffles. There's like quite a lot of baffles. This is probably slightly different to how an original De Lisle is, but I don't think it is. I think it's pretty much as is. Apparently, these things could take a lot of rounds before they needed cleaning. Okay, so really interesting. That is a high volume suppressor. That is, it's really quite interesting. Let's go from the muzzle end if I can. If I can get my camera in, we'll have a look, see what we can see. Ah, there we go. That's interesting. Right, so here we are in the actual barrel. A little bit dirty from my shooting. So we're going along the 12.5-inch barrel. Camera's getting stuck, sorry. Look at that, it's like a start of a James Bond movie, look. Some dude's going to run across the screen in a minute. And then here's the actual muzzle. And then you're into the first baffle. That one is a bit sort of carboned up there. So this is probably the first YouTube video where you're actually inside the suppressor of the De Lisle. Isn't that cool? Really cool. Just thought I'd show you that, guys. Just to give you an idea of how this thing is. So it's a real short barrel, and then you've just got some serious volume there as far as suppressor's concerned. Really cool. It's like having a blooming motorcycle exhaust stuck to the end of your gun. Let's just get my camera out. That's cool. Anyway, enough of that. Put that away. So yeah, just thought I'd give you another take on that, you know, as you do, and look inside it. But guys, what a fantastic rifle. I've just loved shooting this thing. Absolute pleasure. Just an absolute pleasure to shoot. If you know someone that can make one of these, I mean, I'm not sure what country you're watching this video in, you know, if get one done. If you're in the UK, you need to have a word with Calibre Innovations. They'll make you one just like this. Quite a hefty price tag, but what a rifle to own once you've got one. And I mean, just look at this. Just superb. Oh, I can't get over it, guys. It's just been an absolute pleasure, an absolute joy to shoot this thing, guys. Oh, am I gonna get one? I really do fancy one, but anyway, guys, that is it really. It's just not too in-depth, just a bit of a review of the De Lisle. Not an original one, you know, a fabricated one, but just a real interesting rifle, guys. You know, a piece of history. But if you can get one made, seriously get one made. If you're in the UK, there's a dude that'll make you one just like this one. Like I said, Calibre Innovations. Got to give them a plug, guys, because you know I've worked with them in the past, and just wow. And they know what they're doing with suppressors. You know, they do the armour for 2.2 rimfires. You know, they do the centerfire mods, so that they definitely know what they're doing as far as suppressors are concerned. So the perfect people to make the De Lisle. you know, with its fully integrated suppressor. Anyway guys, that is it. Like I said, I'm not going to waffle on too much. I will throw in loads more details about this rifle in the information at the bottom of the video, and a few links as well. Go and Google it, basically. Go on Wikipedia, you'll be able to read pretty much everything that I've sort of read out, and loads more as well, because I'd still be reading it out now if I was telling you all. But that's it guys. Just a nice little video about the De Lisle. I'll throw in some photos actually at the end of this video, just to show you some original ones. But guys, I love what someone said on social media: the Holy Grail of wartime rifles. That is what it is, the Holy Grail. Anyway guys, that is it. That is your rack and load overview stroke review of the Lee Enfield De Lisle 45 ACP. A beautiful, beautiful piece of history, an iconic piece of history. Thanks for watching guys. That's Rack and Load. See ya.